Hello again. In this post here, I'm going to be reflecting on learning topic 5, which had to do with media and social networking. We talked a lot about how to use wiki sites and wiki technology with our students. We also touched on digital portfolios and their role in education, and then we turned our attention to kind of social networking. So once again, I felt like in this learning topic, I felt very comfortable with a couple of the topics, and then very uncomfortable and have little or no experience, rather, as far as social networking goes. So, kind of like blogging, in a previous course, had been setting up some sites and had covered Wiki, and kind of come back to it, and had set up an account with Wikispaces and built several sites for both this program as well as to use with my students. And I love this technology. It's something that I believe in for a lot of reasons. And number one is the way that it allows students to truly collaborate in a digital virtual environment. And so some of the things that I've tried to use to that end with my students are creating wiki pages as a reading response, basically a classroom effort to create digital cliff notes for things that we read as a whole class. I've tried to kind of use that same strategy for individual reports or small group kind of literature circles as well. We've also used Wikispaces to create project sites for things like a project I believe I shared in the discussion where students were charged with the task of coming up with a plan to colonize another planet, or the moon of another planet was the case in one group. But then again, all of their output, all of their production was put onto the same wiki site, and it was very interesting and cool way for students to kind of collaborate, not only just with their group members, but in the end they kind of saw that their group was in turn contributing to an even greater product that we shared as an entire classroom site. So there, like I said, many uses for it. Another thing that I think is great to use it for is at the start of the year, whenever you're trying to develop those classroom expectations and those routines, and you really want student buy-in and want them to feel like they have their hand in what's being established. I think that Wikispaces and using a wiki site in that collaborative kind of way, in a way that is open to evolution as things change, is something that really helps generate some student buy-in, and so something that I'll certainly be doing again in the future. The other part of this learning topic that I do feel I have a little bit of experience with are the digital portfolios, or the e-portfolios as we often call them. Of course, both with this program and professionally now, e-portfolios are very much in vogue, and I think are going to stay that way for quite some time. The idea of using a portfolio to capture examples of your knowledge and abilities and kind of show things and how they evolve from start to finish has been around for ages, of course. And as an undergraduate, we built a portfolio with a 3-ring binder that weighed 20 pounds by the end of the program. But e-portfolios, I believe, are certainly in the present, and I can't see them bowing out anytime soon as far as their popularity with educators. And so in the 6th grade, it's pretty early on, but I know that whenever the students enter their middle school and high school years in our feeder area, that they're going to have to build and keep up to date a portfolio. And so teaching the students in the intermediate building, the 6th graders, to do the same, I think is a pretty valuable endeavor. In fact, our technology teacher that we have there at school has already been building portfolios with students even younger than that. And so normally at this point, whenever they come to me, they've already got a portfolio that runs through their Google account, and we do a lot through Google Sites. And so then we just kind of update it and maybe take a look at it. It helps me get to know the students and what they've already done and kind of what their skill set is, and then we kind of go from there and use it as a tool to not only gather information, but also a place where the student can kind of reflect on their performance. Now, with those two topics down, we came to social networking and social media, and this was the area where I really have no experience personally or professionally. Never had a Facebook account or a Twitter account before this course, and certainly listen to others and kind of get the gist of what's going on, but no personal experience. And so for me, this was a little bit more of a challenge as far as the way that we could kind of bring to bear the power of social networking in our classrooms. And again, I feel like I kind of exist in that transitional zone between the primary education and what goes on in the secondary schools. And so 6th grade is very much that zone where some students have a wealth of experience and some students have absolutely none. And so there again kind of has, I think, kind of been my excuse a little bit maybe as to why I haven't really jumped in with both feet and trying to find ways to bring this to bring this about in my classroom. But as I kind of read the research and learned from the other classmates, there are a lot of valuable reasons to bring social networking into the instructional practice. And I think for me, the one that is going to lead me to get my feet wet in the next coming school year, probably with the Edmodo system, would be that I would really like for students to try to develop a community in this digital environment in which they can support themselves. And so if nothing else, I think my first step into it will be to try to set up just a school support system, a homework help kind of system, and a social network that's really just based around, okay, I'm having a little bit of a struggle, and instead of automatically going to the back of the book or going to a parent, if sometimes those things are unavailable, that a student can go to his classmates or her classmates via their social networking account, the Edmodo account. And so again, a little bit tentative possibly because some of the things that you hear about social media as far as cyberbullying and the kind of undesirable elements that you certainly want to keep students away from. And with 6th grade, again, their responsibility is not quite that of a young adult or a responsible young adult anyways. And so I've been a little bit tentative because of that, but I'm starting to see that perhaps the benefits outweigh the drawbacks, especially if we can really focus on developing digital citizenship in our young people and coming up with collaboratively created acceptable use policies that relate to the technologies that we want to use. So again, to sum things up, once again felt very comfortable with wiki technology and feel like I've got some experience in that regard, and the same with the e-portfolios, the digital portfolios, and then social networking was really kind of an eye-opener and has me more interested and a little bit more optimistic and excited about how I can bring that to bear in my instructional practice. So with no further ado, after that lengthy reflection there on learning topic 5, we'll turn our attention to learning topic 6. Thank you.